Even in a down economy like we're facing this year, Colorado Springs is still booming. The area's economic growth just keeps going at a record pace. News 5's Spencer Humphrey joins us live near downtown with what local business leaders are saying about the changing face of our city. Spencer.
Yeah, well, Andy, record demand for housing, businesses continuing to move here from out of state, and a huge tourism industry are just a few things local economic leaders say continue to grow the skyline of Colorado Springs, and they say it shows no sign of slowing down even with the pandemic. Think of it as a day to show off.
Big project that many of you are aware is our Southwest Downtown project.
This is our little project called Creek Walk.
Most of you are familiar with the City for Champions projects.
The recent all-virtual roundtable of local developers, builders, architects, and economic stakeholders dubbed the Changing Colorado Springs Skyline aimed to reassure.
Despite the pandemic, there's been a lot of construction, a lot of new developments that are still in the works in Colorado Springs. We're actually, our community is thriving in many, many ways.
Some key sectors keep pushing our city forward.
The tourism industry is actually the third largest employment sector in Colorado Springs.
An industry that just keeps growing with additions like the Olympic Museum, the new Pikes Peak Summit House, the Air Force Academy Visitor Center, and the downtown soccer stadium.
You're talking about 1.2 million additional travelers coming into El Paso County.
Then there's the giant elephant in the room, Amazon.
This is going to give us 2,000 to 3,000 full and part-time jobs.
But the huge fulfillment center alone is not what keeps these people optimistic.
That typically is a precursor that they're probably going to start bringing prime air service into the marketplace. I know there are discussions going on internally about Amazon actually building a large data center presence to service the military here locally in town.
Then there's the actual skyline.
The image you see shows conceptual buildings in white.
The developer behind the Southwest Downtown project says get ready because their plan to transform the face of our city is still very much on track.
A strengthened core is vital to a thriving community. This is a multiple decades long project, but represents a $2 billion investment.
Now, they say there are some things that the pandemic has affected. For instance, the opening of a new Marriott hotel downtown pushed back to 2022. But bigger picture, they say that the thing that it affects the most is the way they design buildings like schools and offices. That's all thanks to the rapid development on the teleworking front. Always watching out for you, Colorado Springs. Spencer Humphrey, News 5.